Allow the children
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind. Off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man. Maiyegun la wa mo, la mo.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. This is like a 90-minute Sunday sermon with Maiyegun before the main program later today, if you are able to catch up with that. So share this. Read the caption of the broadcast, the description as well, and share it. In case if you are hearing it for the first time, it is because of where it happened. All right. The Boko Haram in Nigeria have killed 7 Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian army, including a lieutenant colonel. And surprising or unsurprisingly, people are now calling for the leverage or level down of the communities in the areas where these soldiers are killed. Do you know why? Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, just tell everybody that Maiyegun today.
And yes, you like lórí Facebook. And yes, you like lórí.
There is also this report. I don't know if you have heard it or not. I'm going to tell you if you have not. And if you have heard about it as well, I'm going to tell you again. And it is the news of some arrested Nigerian soldiers. And they were arrested for murder. And that is very clear. You know, the militarized zone, Eastern Nigeria. There were actually some soldiers that were that are standing trial, or supposedly standing trial, for killing innocent people in Eastern Nigeria. But do you know something? There is this publicly available allegation that the soldiers that were supposed to be on trial for murder, only those from the southern part of Nigeria, among them, remain in detention. Those from northern Nigeria, they have not only been freed, they have been returned back into the army to commit more murder.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá ayé ẹ̀tún náà. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Ayé ẹ̀tún náà. Báwo ló ṣe? Ayé ẹ̀tún náà. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ayé ẹ̀tún ràkì.
Thank you for today. And it is a Sunday sermon on Maiyegun's Diary Political. It is a no holds bar session on Maiyegun's Diary Political. So what that simply means is that if you are a snowflake, for example, right? If you are somebody who, who likes to be politically correct, all right? This is not for you. If you are one entitled madman or woman who feels like somehow in your own world, respect is not earned, it is like your right or so, please don't watch this video, okay? If you are somebody who is very sensitive to, conversations like tribe, religion, and what have you, please don't watch this broadcast. Because at the end of the day, you are going to be offended. And that is going to be to my own satisfaction. Because the only people that will really get mad with this video and everything that's going to be said, they are those who are either directly eating from the crumb or eating the crumbs from these roads, or they would be crumb eaters who are waiting for their own turn. Now, a lot of us believe that somehow Nigerians they were somehow socially conditioned by a system that has mentally subdued them, and we're supposed to act as we were told. So until some of us felt like, no, we will question everything and everything. In the process of questioning everything and everything, we discovered that those who are asking you to be patriotic and all that, these are the worst of the worst unpatriotic element any country could ever have. I know a lot of countries have their own different ethics, so I am talking about the crop of rogues in Nigeria. When you ask too much questions, you get tagged. And it is so unfortunate as well that majority of those who are their victims are also their defenders too. So it's a little bit complex. So before you come for people like me, telling us that we do not have home training or we lack proper upbringing, ask yourselves, Would you say the parent of all these rogues in Nigeria that are looting the public resources that are meant for the general public for themselves, where their parents trained them to be thieves, to be cold-hearted murderers? Would you say the same parents that they put their pictures out there for you to celebrate, this is my mom, this is my dad, would you say those parents should be proud of their children, kleptomaniacs, bunch of thieves, if you haven't really normalized thieving and criminality in Nigeria? And that is where that social conditioning comes in. That's where that comes in. Okay, you are expected to see it as a blessing when your child becomes one of the popular rich criminals out there who has the cover of the state, as Nigeria is like structured. So before you come for us, I don't think anyone who is the parent, apart from Nigeria, where you have normalized the criminality, and a lot of you are waiting for a day you are going to rob the public. You're going to rob or kill people in order to make your parents proud of you. Okay, yeah, you are going to ruin the lives of children just because you want to make your parents proud of you. Yes, they are making their parents proud, but don't ever come for us who happen to be their victims anyway. So you might have been an on-boot slaves, a sophisticated moron, kind of, somebody who goes school, who can read and write, but is dumber than a doorbell. You know what I mean, right? Don't come for us. We are going for those who have made it their career of ruining lives. Did you get that? And you dare not come and ask for respect for criminals simply because they are the ones making the arrest or making laws. So that is why I said, if you are joining the Sunday sermon, it is mostly raw. I say it the way I feel. Sometimes I can sound nice, and sometimes I can just sound angry. Do you get that? You do not. I mean, like I said, it is a no holds bar session, okay? Which means you do not police what people say or how they react to this. And that's why we always encourage a lot of you who are like closet bigots, who are like, what do you call it, religious slaves, who are like political voluntary slaves. A lot of people are, people have what they enslave themselves to different ways. It's just that that of what Nigerians subscribe to, the on-boot slaves from that contraption, is really, really dangerous. That it is not limited to them. It also affects those who never really want to be part of it, okay? So what I'm trying to say here is this, all right? If you are a moral police, okay, the one that is always asking for respect for people because they are older, the advice for you is not to watch this broadcast. And if you have to, you will only be reacting because somehow, I'm going to say something that is going to hurt you. Yeah. Nigerians love to also cherry pick as well. They cherry pick what they think should be the real issue. This one will be issue, and that one be issue. Leave that one. Let us face this. Leave this one. Face that one. They love to cherry pick. Unfortunately, on Maiyegun's Diary Political, we do not cherry pick. And that is why if you are one of those who secretly actually support any of the infraction that is happening in that contraption, you will react very soon. You're going to get offended. All right? And I will give you no apology. Now, if you now come out and complain, for example, try to say something in the comment, I will come harder. Okay? Because the purpose is to really get you mad. And that shouldn't be somebody who has been a regular on Maiyegun's Diary Political. That should be for those who just stumble on this broadcast and feel like, oh my God, this guy is too. Now let's get to it. If you have heard this broadcast, let me say thank you to you once again, because it's so important that you do that. Okay, so important, so that you won't be the only person who is going to be consuming this message in the temple of truth today. So, brethren, I am welcoming you again to a new session or a segment of Sunday sermon. It is not much. It is shocking, but it is going to hit it right in the head as usual. Few days ago, yeah, we were here trying to help amplify the voice of the people of Okama. The same people that the Nigerian army were doing, they did everything to make sure that they drowned their voice by pushing one single narrative, the narrative that is so watery today, but they should continue. All right? This was just a few days ago. Tens of people have been killed in this part of Delta State. The Nigerian army said they were reacting to the killings of 17 soldiers by yet to be ascertained or certified culprit. So they came out and said, the youth, that was the driving message. The youth of Okama, they have killed 17 soldiers, including one colonel and 2 majors. How? They did everything to make sure that these people will never have the chance of telling their own stories. Okay? They also have been doing a lot to cover up the genocide. I am talking about the mass murder that the Nigerian soldiers are carrying out in Delta State, in Bayelsa State. So many people are homeless right now because the Nigerian military, they have burned down their properties, burned down their homes. There were people burnt inside their houses. Vulnerable people that couldn't run when the crisis started. So what happened? They said Nigerian soldiers went to the place to go and mediate. This was the first message. They said the Nigerian army went there to go and mediate and broker peace between 2 communities fighting over land. They didn't tell anyone or anybody that it was about oil, and it is about oil bunkering, which the Nigerian army, Nigerian SC, NSCDC, Nigerian Navy, as well as the Niger Delta terrorists there too, which they are in real business. They didn't say all of that. Oh. The news was just that, oh, the soldiers went there. They were not armed. They did not go with them. And suddenly, the people just went after them and they just killed them. That was ridiculous. That was a pure white lie. What did they do? They wanted that to be the truth. But it didn't take long. The survivors, so what did they do? They said, this is what really happened. Nigerian army and whatever the other group there operating bunkering, stealing of crude oil and selling of Nigeria crude oil is a lucrative business among the people that are supposed to protect the resources. They are the real bunkerers. Now, we don't know what transpired between them. We don't know the takeover fight that started. That the people of Okama, they received a contingent of Nigerian army, 17 of them, led by a colonel, who came in. He was entertained. They took him to their set, in what you can describe as their city hall, but it's the town hall. They took them to their town hall, entertained them in the local way, provided drink, provided cola nut, and all of that stuff. Then you that came to say you are here to inspect, to look around. Then the next thing you said you are taking their leaders away. And in protest, they're like, no, you can't. The next thing you started shooting. And right there within the hall alone, they said they killed over 25 people. Now, they did that just to escape the mob, but they couldn't take the leaders. So they left. They left alive while people ran and scattered everywhere. People that were in celebration mode when they removed, when they received this robe. So they left. The anger that those people resisted them. You resisted army. How dare you resist army? We came here, we said we want to take your leaders. We said, no, how dare you? So they went back to reinforce. They reinforced. Baba, and they leveled the entire village, burning houses, everything, shooting and killing people right from the get-go. I have the video. The video is online. This is not a make-up story. When this boat arrived, only for the people of Okama to now be hearing that the people that came and shoot gun at their town hall meeting have been killed, buried, some of them beheaded. How? How is that like in 2-3 days? But nobody wanted to hear them. They did not want it. If I was in Nigeria saying this, Nigerian army would declare me wanted. A young man who made a video and reported and said, this is what really happened. This is what happened. Blah, they declared him wanted as among the people who killed the army. And guess what? The children of perdition, the APC, Egbekegbe, the bloodthirsty, murderous, all political criminals, APC, Egbekegbe, they were asking the Nigerian army to level the village and kill everybody there. How dare the youth kill soldiers? How dare the youth? Man, people should begin to leave that place, so they should kill all of them. That was the whole story everywhere. And the Nigerian army were there killing them, of course. They went to a Bayelsa community, not far from that delta as well, right? And they shot and killed over 100 people on the street inside the place. They said they were looking for the rebel leader or the militant leader that is suspected to have been behind the killing of the 17 soldiers. So there is a militant that killed 17 soldiers, not the youth of Okama. Yeah, but the youth of Okama too. This is the excuse that they have used to carry out a massacre, genocide in the delta of Nigeria. And the state governor was barred from coming there. He was not allowed to come closer. The state governor, the media, everybody, barred. Yesterday I saw the video, the images of the survivors of Okama still trapped in the forest. These are riverine communities. The military, Nigerian soldiers have taken over their waterways. All right? And according to them, this whole thing is all about oil. But we have been told it is one faction versus the other faction. If you go there to really talk to the people, you will realize that, you see this Nigerian army, they are terrorists in uniform. But let's put that aside, okay? Because this act of terrorism is two ways. Soldiers have been slaughtered in Delta, and hundreds of different TV programs, radio programs, articles on social media, in the papers, trying to speak for or against why the military should kill or not kill people in Delta, right? But they have slaughtered 7 soldiers between between Borno and Yobe states. Let me go check the name. They have a name for that junction, okay? So they say it is along the Biu Buratai Buni Yari Yadi Road. I'll say that again. It's a long word, all right? Like combination of so many roads, okay? Within the same axis where these soldiers were slaughtered by the Boko Haram. Do you know that the Boko Haram alone, no, let me use all the round figure. Do you know that the Boko Haram, the ISWAP, the Fulani terrorists alone, they have killed more than 25, more than 2,500 security personnel in Nigeria, soldiers or police or what do you call it, civil defense or DSS, all of this that have died in their hands alone. Policemen, where they die since in the last 12 years of this Boko Haram terrorism war, all in northern Nigeria, all of them in northern Nigeria. More than 25,000 Nigerian soldiers, policemen, NSADC, or what do you call them, slaughtered. And I'm talking about those who have been at the front or ambush, that where they call the theater. That's what they call it. They call it theater of, those who go to fight these terrorists. But what is now kind of not surprising is that I have not seen the Runu Nazis, the Yoruba Konus, what do you call them? The Ronukus. I haven't seen them call on the Nigerian army to go and level down and kill everybody in that community that Boko Haram killed soldiers. It was easier and convenient, Abi. We haven't heard that. So here is another one, which is also concerning. You know that generally a lot of you have not really reacted, or maybe you did not understand, you do not understand what it means to have repentant terrorists being absorbed into your military because they've repented. A lot of us have no idea what that simply means. Nigeria has no security. You see, this issue of being ambushed by terrorists up north, how intelligence, sort of, memos and all that, the movement of convoy, the movement of military and the rest of them, how they kind of get so easily to the hands of terrorists up north. While down south, the military are, or the army mostly, right? They are so lawless to the point that you sometimes will ask yourself, do they really have people who really kind of monitor what they do, especially in this, or do they have a mandate that they could do whatever they want, anything they deem fit they could do, where soldiers will enter a community, professional soldiers, not terrorists, and the first instinct is going to be to open the machine guns mounted on vehicles. Talking about gun cars or gun trucks, and you begin to open military grade weapons into civilian communities, and you call that military, or what do you call that? Soldiering. No, come on, that's terrorism in your own country. Like, they will come around this community now, and then you'll begin to see women, children running. Some of them will die. And guess who are those shooting at them? Their own supposed soldiers. You absorbed repentant terrorists. Who told you terrorists repent? The only repentant terrorist is a dead terrorist. Those who are really versed in jihad, they've come out to tell us that many times. They said, don't ever believe that any terrorist repents or will repent. Terrorists, especially Islamic terrorists, they do not repent. The only repentant or a terrorist that has repented is the one that is dead. But in Nigeria, they reabsorb them into the military. So intel is everywhere. Take, for example, a colonel, a lieutenant colonel, who is supposed to be the leader who led the 16 other soldiers, including 2 majors, to their death in Okama. Professional soldiers, Abi, they were led, a colonel led them to their death. Do you think if he was there on official mission, do you think he would be led to his death? Do you think they will be killed by their fellow bunkers or bunkers that they are now blaming the youth of a community? They said the youth have weapons stockpiled somewhere, or you've burned out the entire community, or you are still looking for the weapons stockpiled somewhere. So if you did not know that, if you did not have an intel that says there are weapons stockpiled, why did you have to come out and say there are weapons stockpiled somewhere? in Okama, the deserted community that everyone has run away. You are holding their king, their monarch, you are holding him in detention as we speak. So if that guy was there on official visit, like on a real official job, where he has an intel about where he was going to, Abi, he will end up being killed and 16 others. Intel, intelligence, what have you. So in northern Nigeria, they use intel, the military intel, to ambush Nigerian soldiers and kill them at will. It's just like that. Like, I have seen videos of Fulani bandits, they call them Fulani terrorists, who have come out to say they can't even count how many policemen or how many soldiers he has killed. Brags about it. There are videos of them everywhere where they will tell you they can't do anything to them. They go out and look for military, they look for soldiers to kill. So who gives them those intel? Who gives them the intel about the movement of a convoy in northern Nigeria, where they always get ambushed and slaughtered? And just like that, everything they just, So what happened to these 6 soldiers now? Thiefnubu will give them national honor too. I mean, I'm just asking, because this is what I'm asking. In the north, the supposed intel that should be well guarded, guarded for those who are going to face terrorists, are being released every now and then to the terrorists who now ambushes these convoys and slaughter them like they are not soldiers. I've seen soldiers running and begging for his life because they've killed the entire platoon or killed the entire whatever. 1, 2 of them are the only survivors, surprised that they could be ambushed. But in southern Nigeria, the military, they walk about everywhere like there's actually no commander, nobody guiding them. They do whatever they wanted, and even if they have to commit murder. Now, they said that those, a lot of people have been complaining publicly, genuinely, right, about the militarization of eastern Nigeria, okay, which continue to beg us believe. Because it's more or less like, we know where these terrorists are. How come that the northern Nigeria is not militarized, despite the 12, 13 years of history of terrorism, Islamic terrorism? So how come that is not militarized, but the eastern part of Nigeria is militarized simply because they are asking for a referendum? So it's only Nigeria that is pretty much like getting ready to prepare and believe that asking for referendum is asking for war. So they militarize the eastern Nigeria. Then the other ones, which is the Delta, they say, right? The golden goose that is supposedly laying the golden eggs. The entire resources there, it has been totally hijacked by different gang of criminals in uniforms and those not in uniform. So you see the killings in eastern Nigeria. If the real investigation is really launched, I promise you, even from where I am seated here, I can write more than 20 names of those that should be standing trial for the crime against humanity. Do you understand? These are people who are like comfortably for political gain, agreed to the human slaughter of their own people. And all they needed was just a name. Give a dog a bad name so that it will be convenient for you to hang it. And so, why did you hang that dog? You say, you remember it's the so dog. Give it a bad name. Now, if the real probe is launched, you see all those past governors and the present governors from eastern part of Nigeria, 80% of your federal lawmakers, and God help us, right? More than 70% of your elite, pick them one after the other. In fact, make it a sort of, a lottery, all right? Put them in there, and you have more than half of why the murder being committed in eastern Nigeria is being swept under the carpet. It's been labeled different things, and, ghost, what do you call them again? Unknown this or that are now being blamed for it. I am talking about official genocide, murder. They call it murder. Some of them so bad that they had to arrest some of them. Like, this one is bad. Oh. How could you go to that community and do this? That's not what we sent you. We said go there, minimum this. But I look at what you look at this one. They say you did this one. In fact, they said that you opened the belly of a pregnant woman. That's what the hell? How could a soldier, Nigerian army, go into a place and be macheting people to death? People that are not holding any gun or shooting at you. So they arrested, according to what we heard, though, they arrested more than 40 of their soldiers they are sending to Eastern Nigeria to murder people, there to kill people. They had to detain about 40 of them in Enugu for series of murder, crimes, and all of that. Soldiers. They didn't make it public until the report came that they said that half of them have been freed and only other half are left. When they now check the names of the other half in their detention, do you even know that they have some soldiers arrested for murder in Eastern Nigeria? Do you know that? I mean, you have been hearing Operation Python Dance 1, Python Dance 2. These are criminals who are armed and they are in uniform to go and murder innocent people because the government, the Nigeria government says they are enemies of Nigeria for demanding for referendum. Biafra. Yeah. Do you know that there are some of their soldiers amidst all the atrocities, all this arson, all this burning of communities, all of this destruction of properties that they have been embarking upon in the last 8 years in Eastern Nigeria? Do you know that there are some worse ones that it was so bad that they have to detain some of them? That this one bad. It is the system that are those ones where they hold for murder. They are torturing them according to the report where we had, right? They are torturing them, they are beating them. But now, when we check it and we realize that it's only those who are from southern Nigeria that are now remaining in detention. They are fellow northerners from Sokoto, Katsina, Kaduna. They have been freed. Not only freed, they have been returned back into the army. So the Nigerian army can be called the incubator for murderers, not soldiers, murderers. Do you understand? Incubator for murderers. And those ones are now protesting that we all did these things. Why is it that only us are now left in detention? This country is not fair. This country is maybe you are a soldier. You are cleaning your gun. You are cleaning your gun right now, watching my video. Because you are ready to go. You are just doing your job, Abi, to go and murder people. The people that you thought the day you joined the military, they are the people you are supposed to be protecting. Abi, you are cleaning your gun chamber now, cleaning everything now, inside that bush where they pay you 50,000 naira. You are watching my video. If you by any chance seeing this, right? And you are a southerner. A southerner that actually also speaks Hausa. That is a golden southerner. Hey, Inaoni, Inakwana, Inajia, Yaya Aiki, Yaya De, Yaya Cow, Yaya that and that. Oh, man, you speak Hausa very well. Yeah, I speak Hausa very well. You are a real Nigerian. Abi? They will use you. All right? And when they are done with you, they will flung you out like a piece of shit, a piece of rag that you are. Okay? Keep it up. As you are cleaning that chamber of your gun and everything, the intel about your movement is in the hands of the terrorists that you think you are trying to stop. They're looking at you. You get that? So I say, make I tell you that one. When I hear him, I was like, she no be Nigerian. When it gets to your turn, you will shout out and scream out. Unfortunately, if you have been the type that they have already been using to sort of maybe kill or tame others, right? Your turn will come. It will. And just like I heard that one, we will elaborate more on that later too. All right, let's go to the next one before we wrap it up this afternoon. I don't know if you have heard it, but it's not new. A few days ago, I told you that this borrowing of dollars here, taking it from everywhere and all of that. You see all these dollars that Kadobi and his guy, and Thiefnubu are using to pull wool all over your faces or your eyes, right? It will cost you, it will cost a lot of people their lives, okay? I will explain that. I'll explain that to you. They want to look good without actually really doing the job or the work. And while they are currently sort of rigging or doctoring what they wanted the economic outlook to look like, they're not what it is like, it will cost them more. You remember when I said, if they want to continue to make you believe that Nigeria naira is fighting back, they must make sure that they have access to endless supply of dollars. I told you, these guys have done a lot of horrible, horrible things. I am talking about horrible, horrible economic things that in the next 3-4 months, when they begin to backfire, that will be the time that I believe that Thiefnubu will get his own first-time baptismal of fire. Economy in Nigeria will go down beyond recession. Sure you get. But I won't be the bearer of the bad news. You will see it coming. All of you will see it coming. To defend the naira without improving your electricity generation and supply, to defend the naira without improving your manufacturing, which is your production, to defend the naira without cutting down your consumption. Consumption is about how much of this forex that these dubious guys are taking secretly behind the door under different disguises. And at the end of all of this, are going to come back and count. So they will need a lot of dollars. They will need a lot of it. And they will need, I'm talking about endless flow of dollars. When I say endless, I'm talking about, let's say, $2, $3, $4 billion every month for them to continue to be able to deceive you that Nigeria naira is gaining ground. The news now is that, well, last week we heard that $300 million has been removed from the Nigerian foreign reserve to defend the naira. Now we are now hearing that money in the last 2 weeks too, right? They said that money has now jumped to $1 billion and $20 million. That's how much Thiefnubu and Kadobi they have withdrawn from the foreign reserve of Nigeria to defend the naira so that it can still be 1,002, be 1,001, be 1,000, be 800. So all this abracadabra. Now, waiting at the con they see now be say, Alaye jara all this naira is fighting back. Naira is fighting back, Baba. Keyword to empty your foreign reserve further. Boko Haram did it. By the time these guys are done, remember these same guys took $3.3 billion loan. They used the $12 billion crude oil as collateral. 67 million barrels of crude oil as collateral for $3.3 billion. They take and defend the naira new. You get now they've spoken to IMF, they've spoken to the World Bank. Those ones have packaged another almost $2.6 billion to defend the naira. Naira don't defend the EU. You get with 1 billion from the from the foreign reserve of Nigeria. Hey, okay, naira no long defend though. Are you with me? So you can imagine how much of dollars they will need. Endless supply. Endless. It has to be like stream. You me. So one day it's not going to be streaming. These guys have managed to also get $3 billion from selling treasury bond to investor to give them quick cash. You know about this, Abi? They are defending naira, no Neo. Are you with me? All of our remittances in January to February, $1.8 billion, they said they received from all of us from the diaspora. And I talk say we're not going to send money, but we must still send money. Well, we said we won't, but we are still sending money because nobody wants to see their parent on the screen begging for food and all of that, or your relative or anybody at all, right? And you don't even want people. Okay, you shall cash, I shall still send money. Or somehow you managed to give $1.8 billion to Kadobi. Odudu, Emefiole, and their gang, they are always, I think it's pretty much like, you know, when you do gambling, it's not gambling. You know, it's like when you hack into the account with so much money, and you are like, this account said not even get security. Like I can just transfer $1 million here, $1 million there, and it's not even no security. And you're just there like, can you really show? And I think that's exactly how Kadobi and his gang are doing every now and then, taking a shot at Nigerian naira, telling their friends to short naira, short. So you need to short the naira tomorrow, short it tomorrow. It's going to go up by 2 naira. So that 2 naira, it's going to go up by 10 naira. That 10 naira up, yeah? By the time we work the whole thing out, you can cash out like $1 million or $2 million. So sure you get. So I just thought you should know. Shoot it now. Go and shoot at it. Go and short it. They are taking gamble against your currency. They are smiling to the bank. They are depleting everything they can deplete everywhere they can touch, right? And they continue to bring to publish falsehood, okay, false economy, and they are paying people to even publish articles that makes this look like don't worry, it's going to be this, it's going to work and all of that when they know it won't. So I don't know how much of your money they will need to take out. Okay, I don't know how much money they will need to take out from the either to borrow or how much of it they will need to actually like take out from the foreign reserve when the American banks, talking about JP Morgan's and the other one, what's the other one again? Who also lended, they loaned over $30 billion to Nigeria. A lot of you are not even talking about that. That Nigeria took $20 billion from JP Morgan's in America loan, and they used Nigerian foreign reserve as collateral. That whenever they wanted their money, if Nigeria can't pay them, whenever they want their money, they can go and take Nigerian foreign reserve money. But you know, of course, they can't take the country's money, but they can garnish it. There's a garnish order that I will just say, you know what, you too, you can't touch that money until the court decides how this debt is going to be repaid. That's going to happen one of these days. You know that? So Thiefnubu's gang and co, they find means around it to still take something. In defending the naira, the same naira they wanted to defend that they used $12 billion crude oil as collateral for, the same naira is what they have now taken over $1 billion from the foreign reserve, $1 billion to defend the naira. What kilo she naira gone? Kilo kolu naira by to your law. It's this kind of like terminally ill naira or something that continue to further dip Nigeria into perpetual poverty, perpetuity of impoverishment, sort of. See, I'll save my energy for later this evening, okay? Consider this as snippets of what we will be dealing with later tonight, and you probably will have a chance of calling in as well. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk this morning. I will see you later this evening also.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ la mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ la mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun ti dé o. ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Maiyegun Diary, diary politico.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Maiyegun Diary na him be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù.
bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.